This is what happens when you're an incompetent driver. Hello, it is Sunday, March 3rd, and today we're going to be trying Last Podcast on the Left's newest collaboration with Spring Heel Jack Coffee called Reptilian in the Morning. And boy, do I feel like it. My skin is, especially right here on my nose, like along my nose, it's because I have to wear safety glasses at work, and it just sits on the ridge of my nose. It pinches in, so all the oils get trapped here. I got another thing like forming right here. It fucking sucks. I feel like a reptilian right now. So the first thing I want to point out is how cool this bag is. I really like this green color, but I wish the artwork was a little bigger. There's more art on the back too. But yeah, I wish it was more like the Mothman coffee, because I did get another bag of that. And just for example, this bag is like an all-over print. Also, on the subject of the Mothman coffee, this is really lame. Somebody on the Last Podcast on the Left subreddit said, anybody know the deal with Spring Hill Jack's Red Eye Blend? So when you click on the product page, it now says Redacted's Red Eye Blend. You see that Mothman is redacted. And I was scrolling through the comments. Someone said, these guys sued. Seems like another roaster might have copyrighted Mothman for the use of specifically coffee. So I clicked on this link. You're calling this Mothman Blend? How are you gonna call this Mothman Blend and not feature, I don't know, maybe fucking Mothman? That's upsetting. You know what? I'll give him some leeway. This is a newer coffee. So what we can be expecting from this, blueberry mixed with like a light caramel note. And you can definitely smell that through the bag. It's got these little stringies. Oh yeah. There's definitely a strong caramel smell. I'm not picking up too much on the blueberry, but I'm definitely picking up on the caramel. This is a light roast. At the website said more of like a light medium roast, which is typically not my bag, but you know, coffee is coffee. Enjoy a dark roast, or at least a medium dark. Particularly like a French roast is what I like. Throw that in there. Now that's going. We'll check back in a few minutes. So I had a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. One, it's kind of a low-key love of mine, but I love ghost hunting shows. I was super into Ghost Adventures when I discovered that like 10 plus years ago at this point. And really that's the only show that I watched, so I can't say I'm super into ghost shows when that's really the only one I've watched. Ghost Hunters I just didn't really like, and I never got into any of the other ones. The point is, I love the paranormal. I listen to a lot of paranormal and like, I guess pseudo-conspiracy podcasts. Like I listened to Darkness Radio a ton before Dave Schrader left, and currently I listen to a ton of Last Podcasts on the Left, obviously. But yeah, I love paranormal shows. So the most recent one I discovered though is, sorry I'm bouncing. This is really, I don't record videos sitting on my bed too often, but it's kind of fun. So recently I've been subscribed to the YouTube channel Watcher, which is run by Ryan and Shane, who used to do BuzzFeed Unsolved, and I discovered their show, Ghost Files. So I've been binging that for the last several hours since like last night as of this recording. God, that's a good show. If you haven't watched Ghost Files, and you're into the paranormal, I forgot to mute my phone, you should watch Ghost Files. It's compelling as far as like, oh, how real is this? It feels pretty genuine to me. I don't have any reason to believe that Ryan and Shane would, you know, be charlatans about it. Shane is the skeptic, Ryan is the believer, so it feels like there's a good mix of like, well, that could be anything, or, that's a ghost! So, I don't know, that feels really genuine to me, and I've been having a great time. Also, they kind of get a lot of evidence, which is nuts. I'm a little dubious on REM pods, but they do get a lot of REM pod activity in Ovilus and Spirit Box stuff as well. The other thing I wanted to mention is that I have been reading a ton lately. I just put out a book review for the first Dresden Files book. If you haven't watched that yet, you should go back and watch it. Spoilers, of course, if you haven't read the Dresden Files. So maybe read the book first. It's a real short book. You can blast through it in a weekend. But after that, I read through The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, And there will be a full review coming out for that soon. It's going to be a chunky one because that book is about 800 pages long. Holy shit, what a goddamn book. That book was awesome. I did not want to put it down at all. Rothfuss's prose are so poetic, and he writes it in a way where it doesn't come off as like pretentious and up his own ass about it. I would call it almost Tolkien-esque, although Tolkien did tend to ramble on a little bit about stuff, but not here. Rothfuss is right up there with the best like modern fantasy writers of our time. So I need to pick up the second book, and I think there are a couple of novellas in the Kingkiller Chronicle. So I gotta read those, and then I'll be joining everybody else on the boat of waiting for the next book. But as of right now, I'm reading the first Discworld novel, The Color of Magic by Terry Pratchett. Unfortunately, I have the Americanized cover. Terry Pratchett is, English, so the word color should have a U in it. My friend Trirock Salt has the coolest cover for this book ever. Meanwhile, I get this. Could always be worse. I could have this ugly blue one instead. And as far as nonfiction goes, I have Make Your Own Rules by Andrew Huang. If you don't know, Andrew Huang is a musician on YouTube who does a lot of videos on weird gear, making songs out of, found objects. Like, he did a video called 24 Karat Gold by Bruno Mars, but with carrots, and all the instrumentation is carrots. Carved a carrot into a whistle. It's fucking crazy. If you don't watch Andrew Huang, you should check out his channel, especially if you're into, like, nerdy music production shit. Very good, very informative. So yeah, just wanted to share what's going on with me. Also, I've just been playing a lot of Helldivers. Malevelon Creek, as of this recording, we're back up over 50% liberated. Get in there, divers, for democracy! I gotta be really careful with this pour, because this pot is pretty full. There we go. That works out. Smells very caramely, which is to be expected. That is one of the flavor notes, the tasting notes, the notes. But of course, y'all know we gotta try this black first before we put anything in it. Okay. A lot more of the caramel than I was expecting. I was expecting maybe a little more blueberry, but it's not bad. We're gonna try putting some creamer in it. The creamer of choice today is just some regular ass French vanilla. Just put a little bit in there. Not gonna put too much. It's unseasonably warm. It's like 63 outside. That's, I don't know, 15 for the Canadians watching this. I don't know the conversion. Put what the Canadian temperature would be right here. Thank you. I think we're gonna go with 3 spoonfuls of sugar, which may be a little too much for some of you, but I do have this bit of a sweet tooth. Especially when it comes to coffee, I like my coffee to be a little more on the sweeter side. And you can see that the creamer immediately lightened the color, and it has more sort of like a beige tone to it now. Alright, everything's stirred in. Give it a taste. Bottoms up. Ooh! Whoo! There's the blueberry. So, this has happened plenty of times in the history of the show, where as soon as you add something to the coffee, it brings out the lighter, especially the fruitier notes. The sugar and the creamer brought out the blueberry. Let it fight for freedom among all the caramel tasting notes. It's really fucking good. This is what I would like to call a sippin' coffee. This isn't a, you gulp it down for maximum amount of caffeine. This is you just sit back. Maybe you're typing up a paper on different cryptids, and you just take a little sip every now and again, just like a little. Maybe you're eating some Fruity Pebbles or Fruit Loops alongside of it. That'd be weird. Why are you doing that? Why are you eating cereal and drinking coffee at the same time? Seems like a conflict of interest. But I'm not gonna judge you. This is really good. I highly recommend it, especially if you like more of a lighter roast. Like I said, this is a medium light roast. If you're more on the dark side, you may not like it as much. I prefer my coffee dark toasted, like a French roast, but this will tickle the reptilian part of your brain. It's very sweet, and I like it. Highly recommend you get it back. There's a link in the description. Again, these videos are not sponsored, so don't worry about any of that. I'm not trying to shill you shit. I just really like it and think you should get it. Thank you guys so very much for watching this video. If you want to keep up with all the other stuff that I do, there's my gameplay channel, which is like classic style Let's Plays at Shadowsense Plays. There's my music channel, where I release my own original electronic music, Shadowsense Music. You can also follow me on all the different social medias. It's all in the Beacons link in the description. There's also my merch store, bit.ly/shadowjams. If you use the code COLDSHADOWS, you get 10% off your whole order if you get something there. If you want to see more videos like this one, please consider subscribing. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.